Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Marhaban bikum, everybody. Hope you're all well and in the best of health. This is Moulana Khalil on 87.7 FM Radio Ramadan. I hope you guys are all well and in the best of health. Whoa, it seems like a long time. 2 days not doing the show. I guess you guys missed me. Did you guys miss me? I think I missed you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, says Muhammad Salahuddin. Wa alaikum assalam. 077-488-55055 is the number to text me on. People, you can text me and send message on WhatsApp as well, inshallah. Maliha and F. Patel and RB Muhammad have all joined. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Mariam Review says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you guys had a cracking weekend, a wonderful weekend. I love your videos. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum. I missed you. How have you been? How have you been up to in your break? I missed you guys as well. Thank you. It feels nice, when somebody says they missed me. MashaAllah. Well, weekend was sort of busy, to be honest. In Ramzan, Rahma is always busy. So Monday to Sunday, so really busy. But it's Allah shukr, it's been a good weekend. And Saturday was good. Sunday was good. Today's been busy as well. So life goes on. What about you guys? How has your weekend been? I hope all good. Abdul Rauf Kali says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Mr. Kali, how are you, bro? Hope you're well. MashaAllah. I really want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Kali, for going to the doctors. I bet the doctor must have been shocked to see you, because when's the last time you went to a doctor? So, well done for going to the doctor. My bro Abdul Kali wasn't feeling too well, so it took him around 5 people to persuade him, 6 weeks of efforts, and he finally made it to the doctor. England, though, Moulana, ruined my day. Why did England ruin your day for? The voice sounds disoriented. Why? Salams Abdul Rauf, hope you're well. Guys, are you having problems with the voice? Anybody? Oh no, let's hope it's not a problem. Is anybody having a problem with the voice? Okay. Salams Maulana. Is anybody having problems with the sound? They lost to Brazil. Ah man, Brazil kasme zindabad, man. No problem, it's only Brazil yar. The voice is fine, says Zain. Okay, it seems to be fine. Anybody else having any issues? What on the radio? 07748855055. Can we have some text messages, please? And also, can we have your 50 Durood Sharif as well, people? Can we have 50 Durood Sharif, please? Jazakumullah khair, Jazakallah khair. 50 Durood Sharif to say that you are listening and you are well and you are alive and kicking. It's Easter holidays as well, guys, so it must feel good. It must feel good to do kids at home, or are they causing havoc? MashaAllah, the first person that 50 Durood Sharif done. Of course, you can mention where you guys are listening from. Highfields, Leicester, Oadby, Wigston, Stonygate, Thenby Goodwood, wherever you're listening from out of Leicester. Salams Maulana. Hope you're well. I just want to say amazing program. Keep up the amazing work. I have a small request. After the program, for some reason, my wife just falls asleep straight after. Not sure what happens to her. Can you say a durud or something so that she stays awake and gives me company? Jazakallah khair. So after the show, your wife falls asleep straight away. Do you think so? Do you think this program? So as my 11-year-old wants to say that she is your number one fan. What's your daughter's name? What's your son or daughter's name? Let me know. I'll give them a big shout out. Salams from Birmingham, mashallah. I mean, so throughout the program, is your wife feeling sleepy, or does she just, as soon as the program ends, she falls asleep? Boom. How is it? Could you just text us 077-488-55055 and shout out to all the little children out there who might be listening to my program. Hope you're all well, inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala. I hope I didn't have this effect on anybody else that they start falling asleep, Anybody else fall asleep when I'm doing the program? It can't be that bad, Or maybe it just brings you calm and peace and tranquility and just cools you down after a very stressful day. I don't know. I mean, salams. Her name is Barira. Barira, how are you, my 11-year-old friend? I hope you're well and in the best of health. A big shout out to you. I'm really happy that you love my program. Super. One day we will meet, inshallah. Okay, Barira, I hope that's made you happy. Zarina has gone to sleep now. Well, Abdul Rauf, I don't blame her. Can you really blame her? Bichari Zarina, when you do all these PTO actions and she needs to go to sleep early. Maulana, are you fine? Yes. And when a man says they're fine, they're fine. You know, I am genuinely fine. I'm not going to ask if you're fine, because if you're going to say you're fine, that means you're not fine. And if you're not fine, that means you're really, really not fine. So it's a fine line. 077 488 55 055 077 488 55 055. I'm wide awake, says Zarina Ben. Abdullah, don't get Zarina Ben angry, man. Cuss me, bro. If Zarina Ben gets angry, you won't have a, you know, your life will become very, very miserable. Okay, we're waiting for the mess. We're waiting for the reply. Straight after the program, she just goes to sleep. Boom, khalas. Okay, maybe that's a good thing then. Maybe that's, don't you think that's a really, really good thing that after the program, your wife goes to sleep, you've got your, you know, you can do what you want then. Well, no, what did you have for iftar today? Well, you know, today we had a dawat at Masjid al-Bukhari. There was a jamaat here, so we ordered some food, some really Cockney style biryani. Like, see, you know, Cockney biryani is very different from Gujarati biryani. Gujarati biryani, we have the masala, the rice and the meat all mixed together. Cockney style is the rice separate and the lamb separate. So we ordered that. It was really, really nice. Salams to Abu Huraira from your number one fan, your father. Salams to Abu Huraira from your number one fan, your father. Okay? Done. 077. Do you get it? Salams to Abu Huraira from your number one fan, your father. Meaning, is he giving salams to Abu Huraira from his father? The father is giving salams to the son. Yeah, that makes sense. Where did you order from? So there's a friend of ours called Noor Bhai. He just sometimes now and then cooks from home. But I tell you what, really, really good stuff. Top quality stuff. Sometimes she nods off during your talk. Now that's insult. That's an insult. If your wife nods off during my show, you know what? Put her to bed before then. Salams and love from Abu Shiraz and family. Abu Shiraz and family, Assalamu alaikum. Jasmina Curries says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yasmina Curries, hope you're well. So, I mean, do you ever... This is the first time somebody nods off during my show. Yeah, we've not had that before, man. Kasmayara, salams from your orange peeling friend. I'd like to give my... You know what? I met this guy once on a plane, right? And... Allah. Salams to him, bichara. You know, he told me about his life and he was peeling an orange while he was talking to me, and the tears were just, his eyes was swelling up with tears, and Allah make it easy for the brother. My orange peeling friend, hope you're well. He's asking for Durood Sharif to keep the... There's no Durood Sharif, man. There's no Durood Sharif. You know, don't you think that's a good thing that your wife falls asleep? Just imagine. So then you can... My point is, your wife's gone to sleep, you can now relax. You can read kitabs, you can read Quran, you can do dhikr. And if you really missing her too much, then there's one ilaj for it. All you have to do is get some water and sprinkle water over your wife, and then let us know what happens next day, inshallah. You might be wearing shades, but then there you are. 077 488 55 055 077 488 55 055. Okay, quick question before we go on to the Quran and before we go. As you know, this week, guys, this week is going to be slightly delayed, the program, because of namaz has now gone to 8:30, so getting from Masjid al-Bukhari to Evington Road, it takes a bit of time. When are your talk starting? Right, my talk will start in say 15 minutes time. So today it's about Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha, the slander and the lies and the slurs against Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha. We're going to talk about that, inshallah. Before that, we're going to talk about one hadith. We're going to talk one surah, inshallah. So, a lot to come. This is just like, shall we say, unwind, time to unwind. Get it off your chest. Salams to your spouse, salam to your spouses, salam to your children, salam to your sons, to your daughters, salams to your family. You know, whatever you do, just, you know, I'm not saying be romantic, but, you know, mention your husband that he does so much for you. On that note, here's a quick question to everybody. 077 488 55 055. According to my research, give my sister Asma a shout out from Muhammad from Thurnaby. Sister Asma, a shout out to you from your brother Muhammad from Thurnaby. All right, there you are. Yep. I thought as much. Here's a quick question. According to my survey, right, in Ramadan at Sehri time, it's the men who usually get the sehri ready for the ladies in the morning, for the family. I have heard from my survey, right or wrong, please confirm, that men, mashallah, usually get up early, they set the table, they get the tea ready, they get the nashta ready, etc., etc. True or wrong? True or false? Moulana, when shall we organize a live link from Australia? Shall we aim for if on an iftari time, link up? Will we have to work after? Okay. You tell me what works for you. You tell me what works for you, Hamza, and we can work around it, inshallah. Yes. It looks like the daddies do it. True. MashaAllah. I'm very proud of the brothers, mashallah. Very proud of the brothers, mashallah. This one comes false. False. Two false, two trues. Maybe over the long weekend. Okay, true, says Farzana. All right. Actually, my dad keeps the table ready and puts water for us, but yep. Other way around, says Mariam. False. No. But even Stevens at the moment, like, true, false. I know in your house and in the band, it's not true. There is no chance Abdul Rauf can do anything in the kitchen. He'd probably burn the kitchen. False. Haha. I always help as long as there is chai. My wife comes down for Sedi and says, John Chenna at it again. What is that? John Chenna. Who's John Chenna? Guys, any help?
John Cena's a wrestler, and his
one of his. How do you say Cena?
John Cena, yeah.
He's a wrestler.
Move is that he waves his hand in front of his face.
My wife comes on for Sedi and says, John Cena.
So he waves his hand like this and then says, "You can't see me."
MK, who did you do your survey with? Myself and a few of my friends. If women do iftari, men can do sehri. Lol. Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I think it's lovely. The guy comes down in the morning. The guy knows how to use the kitchen. The guy knows where the teacups are. The guy knows where the chai masala is. The guy knows where the cups are. The cups, the milk, etc., etc. Salams Moulana, do you help with the housework, and why do men who help out in the house get laughed at? Yes, I help. Because, bro, for me, because I was a student, and I think helping out the house has never been a problem. Hoovering, cleaning, wiping, cleaning the bathroom, ironing. For me, it's a norm. It's not like a chore for me at all. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. It's a norm. Even when I will go to my mom's house, I'll help with the dishes, clean them, wipe them, put it away. It's never a burden. I don't find it a burden at all. Why do we get laughed at? Who laughs at you? That's the question. Who laughs at you? You know those guys who talk the talk and say, yeah, I don't do anything in my house and I'm the man in the house. Trust me, they're not. They're not the men in the house. They talk the talk outside the house, but when they get inside the house, it's a different story, folks. It's a different story, man. I don't get trusted with ironing. I know men maybe. You see, I'm good with my own clothes, but when it comes to ladies' clothes, it could be a bit delicate. It could be a bit delicate, right? Because the dresses, the material, etc., etc. So I would prefer to iron my own clothes. But yeah, house chores, hoovering, ironing, cleaning, wiping, mopping, no problem at all. And I think you should help. It's a good idea, folks. It's a good idea. You don't become, your wife's snorkel. You don't become like, oh, you're under the thumb and we know who wears the trousers in your house. Your wife wears the trousers and all this, this magajmari, man. I should help out, man. Because remember, it's easy. It's just one way to get to a woman's heart. Just be a bit help out in the house. You say nice things to your wife. You go upstairs and relax, and I'll wipe the dishes. That's if your wife trusts you, though, yeah. And that's if your wife trusts you. If your wife doesn't trust you, then maybe start with something small. You know what I'm trying to say? I'll do the cooking. Don't even do that then. And even though I offer to help on kitchen, I get chased out. Mrs. gets territorial. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Hamza, at least you offered. You know what I'm trying to say? Because she probably doesn't trust you with a barge pole, right? So, but it's the thought that counts. At least act romantic. At least act like you really mean it. Tell her one day, whatever you call your wife, Begum, Khatun, tu Beja, and I'm going to do the cooking today. I'm going to make breakfast for you today. You relax. I'm going to do it today, inshallah. Give her a surprise and, whoa, she'll be shocked. But don't make it a habit. That's my advice. Don't make it a habit. Then she'll say, honey, Habib, whatever she calls you, or Hamro. The Gujarati version is Hamro. She'll say, Hamro, tame pacha thuduk eggs banao ni, tame thuduk ahu karo ni, you did it very, very nice last time. Can you do it again? So, yeah, help out, but don't do it too often, bro. because then you'll have to be you'll be wearing the apron all the time. Kasmayara 077 I went to Masjid al-Nur today to pray my Zohar namaz. I met a guy called Shakil, right? And he goes, Moulana, you really crack me up on the radio. So Shakil, if you're listening, I hope this is cracking you up and you're enjoying the show, inshallah. Moulana, what about when the woman, Moulana, what about what the woman should do? Yaqub, your wife, first of all, Yaqub, she should do your khidmat. Because Yaqub, you deserve it. Yaqub, you're a guy, man. You're a top man with great character, and your wife is so lucky to have you, right? And Jazakallah for the dal chawal as well. No, women should look after their husbands, definitely, and the husband should look after the wife. It works both ways, doesn't it? Moulana, you need to shout out Shehani on East Park Road again. Who's Shehani? Is that Shehani? Shehnai. Oh, so not Shehani, Shehnai. Alhamdulillah, I'm lucky, Moulana. Yeah, Yaqub, I think you're very lucky. Kasmi, I think your wife's very lucky and you're also very lucky. You both complement each other, Yaqub, right? Away to Dawat Karao, Yaqub. Away to Dawat Karao, please. I've complimented you just for nothing. I didn't even know you, Yaqub. I've said so many nice things about you. At least make an intention. Say, Inshallah, Moulana, will treat you. Even if it's a cup of tea or a glass of water, I'll bring my own glass if you want to. I'll bring my own bottle of water, Yaqub, down your house. And just sit in your house and have it. That's the best thing, man. Kasmi, Yaqub. Just try that, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. All that tarif, all that fake tarif, man. Kasme for those husband and wife. It's happening, Moulana. Defo. I'm sure I heard the same thing last year as well. It's happening, but what's happening? I don't really know what's happening, Yaqub. You know what I'm trying to say? 07748855055. Take a book out of your cousin's leaf, from cousin's book, Arif. Arif's a man of his words. When he says, I'm going to dawat me, he does it, man. You know what I mean, Yaqub? Can we get a shout out, please? Yes, shout out to who, please? Let me know. All right, 2 more minutes of shout outs, then we crack on with the program, inshallah. 2 more minutes of shout out, and then we got to crack on with the program, inshallah. 07748855055. Muhammad, you guys help out in the house. Brother Muhammad's, do you guys help out in the house? You like 2 birds nodding your heads. All right. Okay, Shehnai on East Park Road, Moulana, for Eid outfits. All right, what do I get in return? The terms and conditions apply. Shout out to Al-Huffaz leading Tarabi. Yeah, all the Tarabi, man. Moulana, what do you call an Arab that sells milkshake? Please, milkshake. That's an old one, man. Kasme, that's worse than my jokes, man. Can you please give a shout out to my son, Hamza? Sparkle with Aisha gives her salams to her son, Hamza. There you are. Baddane salam. Free of charge. No charge at all, man. Shout out, please. My name is Asma. Asma. There's around 1 million Asmas in Leicester, right? So shout out to your Asma, but which Asma is it? I mean, do you have a surname? Do you have a first name? Or you can't have a first name, but you know what I'm trying to say. So there's around. Anyway, shout out to Asma. Shout out, please. My name is Asma. Asma, shout out to you. 07748855055. All right. Alhamdulillah, Muhammad helps with household chores, as do the other 2, Hamza and Asma Dolly. Right, I get it. Okay. Asma Akuji. Chalo Asma Akuji. Bye ben salam ke salam ben bye ben bye. MashaAllah. Well done. May Allah keep the unity. Do you guys fight in the house? Muhammad, brother, sibling fighting?
Occasionally.
Inshallah.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And who gets told if you do?
Obviously.
Is your sister younger than you?
Yeah, she's youngest.
Yeah, because the youngest one always gets away with murder. Youngest kid gets away with murder all the time, man. All the gusso, all the rules and regulations come for the eldest child. That's standard, isn't it? All the rules and regulations comes for the eldest child. You can't do this. You can't eat this. You can't do that. You have to go to sleep at this time. And by the time the second or third child comes, all the rules are out the window. That's standard. We'll talk about that tomorrow, inshallah. I bet that happens in every household. But the eldest child thinks that, you know what, my God, I went through, martial law, and my sibling, youngest one, gets away with murder. Can you give a shout out to my auntie Sumayya al-Haddad? So Hanifa gives salams and a shout out to her auntie Sumayya al-Haddad. All right, take you bye. I think that's all the shout outs. And let's just give it 30 seconds in case somebody's just typed something. And then we'll crack on with today's show, inshallah tabarak wa ta'ala. Right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi from Zain BB. Yep. Shout out to Knox. Rules were made for the eldest, middle, and child. Bends the rules and the youngest breaks the rules. Yeah, the youngest breaks rules upon rules, man. Kasmayara, they get away with murder all the time, the youngest one. I think that happens in every household, yeah. They get away. And which are the eldest child, all the rules, regulations, martial law, go to bed at this time, you can't eat this, you can't drink this and that and everything. But there you are. That's life. Yaqub, what are you? Are you the eldest? Are you the youngest? Are you the middle child? Yaqub, where do you come in, Yaqub? Eldest, middle, youngest, where are you in the order of your siblings, brothers and sisters? 077 488 55055. Muhammad from Deep Pakistan, where do you come in? Youngest, middle, eldest? Middle. So it's not too bad, yeah? Okay, cool. Youngest child is the favorite. I'm the middle child, older. I'm the middle child, older and younger sister. Okay. He's the middle, but golden child. Ooh, Yaqub. Golden child. Mrs. is coming. How can you find so many fake accounts on Insta? Jazakallah khair, Jazakallah khair. Thank you for reminding me, guys. So what's actually happened today is, can you please give a shout out to my mother-in-law, Tasmeen Sheikh. Love her loads. She's the best. Wow, I love this message. Salams Moulana, can you please give a shout out to my mother-in-law, Tasmeen Sheikh. Love her loads. She's the best. Wow, I wish every daughter-in-law and sister, mother-in-law and daughter had this sort of muhabbat, man. Super duper. May Allah increase your muhabbat, inshallah. Shout out to all the hard-working wives for the husbands. Very lucky to have them. Yo. And shout out to all the husbands for working so hard for the wives. Lucky to have such husbands as well. You know what's happened? So today we had a Umrah giveaway. And you might have seen on my account the Umrah giveaway. And mashallah, we have so many people following. So some geezer has put up a fake account on my name. And it's not, please, he spelled it wrong with the M-U-O. Moulana Khalil, M-U-O. So please do not, and he's asking for details to say that give us your details and give us all that. Do not send him any details. I have put a story out already to say it's a fake account. It's not me at all. So you get these scammers who do this all the time. So please, guys, be careful. It's not me. It's somebody else who's created an account on my name and is trying to get your details. So if he sends you a message on Instagram to say that, no, send me these details, etc., etc., do not send anything at all. And you haven't won anything at all. Because the winner for the Instagram, for the Umrah giveaway, we're going to announce it on the 29th night of Ramadan. 29th night of Ramadan, inshallah. Right, so I thought I finally got a follow. sorry about that. So please beware. You know, you get all these scammers out there. So please be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Okay, people, let's start the show now. Guys, can we, that's the account reported. Good. And Jazakallah khair for all the people who informed me straight. Many people sent me a message, Moulana, this is going around, this scam. So Allah Ta'ala reward you, inshallah. Right. Jazakallah khair, everybody. Let's crack on with the show. So tonight, the sunnah is a really, really beautiful sunnah. And it's about making somebody happy. It's about somebody making happy. And this hadith is quoted from the Kitab Targhib wa Tarheeb, and in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that when you make somebody happy, no, Jasmina, I haven't got another account. I think I'm calling it Jasmina, but it's Jamasei. So anyway, so what it is that when you make somebody happy, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, then Allah Ta'ala makes that happiness. First of all, to make anybody happy is so rewarding. To make any Muslim happy, right, is extremely rewarding, right? The hadith mentions, right? And Nabi Sallallahu mentions that happiness, Allah gives it a form. Allah gives it a shakal. Allah gives it a form. And when that person goes into the grave, the happiness will say to that person, do you know me? Do you recognize me? So the person will say, Ya Allah, I don't recognize this person. So the person will say, I don't recognize. Because in that happiness will say, my name is happiness. And you made this person happy, and because of that, Allah Ta'ala has sent me. And then the happiness says, I am going to be with you in the grave. And I am going to support you during your questioning, right? Of the 3 questions, Ma Rabbuk wa Ma Dinuk Nabiyuk, and I'm going to be with you in the grave. This is such a beautiful hadith. Honestly, I came across it today, right? And then Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says that then happiness says that I will be with you on the day of Qiyamah, and I will intercede before Allah. I will intercede for you in front of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and I will make you until I take you into Jannah. Subhanallah, my brothers and sisters, such a small thing to make a fellow Muslim brother or sister happy. Sometimes all we have to do is say small words. Sometimes people just want to listen. You know, in this current time, there's a lot of people going through a lot of hardship, a lot of difficulty. Not everybody shows their hardship. Not everybody expresses their hardship. Not everybody, you don't get to know everybody's hardship. Some people are very brave face on, right? But sometimes, my brothers and sisters, when somebody comes to you and says, you know, I've got a problem. And sometimes, I know you don't have time sometimes. We're all busy people. But just for a few minutes, hear them out. Just hear them out. And give them a few words of comfort. And make them feel that you're there for them. And give it that support and himmat. Allah fi awni al-abd ma dama al-abdu fi awni akhi. As long as you keep on helping your fellow brother or sister, Allah will also help you. And this happiness hadith is such a beautiful, beautiful hadith, right? You help them, it'll come in your grave, it'll support you during the questioning, it will support you before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until you enter into Jannah. My brothers and sisters, think about, so today make an intention, inshallah, to try to make people happy, right? If you know somebody in your area, right? If you know somebody in your area and who's going through a difficult time, don't wait for them to come to you, right? Go to them and just say, you know, Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Somebody you know struggling financially, maybe just go take some shopping with them, go to the house and say, drop this is a little hajjah from me. Somebody who knows you're financially struggling, got many kids in the house, they got halat, maybe the husband hasn't got a proper job, the family hasn't got a proper job, just buy them some meat, buy them some shopping. Just take, it could be things like that. It doesn't have to be a massive trolley of shopping, £20 worth of shopping, £10 worth of shopping. Just do something nice for them. Just do something. Make somebody happy. Making somebody happy, Allah, you make Allah so happy. You make Allah so. Okay, obviously the reward is, this hadith mentions a Muslim for it, but you can help Muslims and non-Muslims because everybody is the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everybody is a creation of Allah ta'ala. So, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are in the world, whichever country, town, city you're from, make an intention, inshallah, of making somebody happy, inshallah. That's what it is. Especially when somebody comes to you, give them your time. Don't just tell them, say, listen, I'm too busy. I know we all have a busy life, but sometimes just give them 5 minutes. Give them 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes might be a life-changing opportunity. You might change their life, and that could be our entry into Jannah, inshallah. All right. So that's the hadith of today. Now, unfortunately, tomorrow I'm gonna cut down on the time. I'm going to do the Quran translation tomorrow. The only reason is because I want to mention the story of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. It's very, very important. So it's quite a detailed story. So guys, I want you to listen to this story very, very importantly, inshallah. Tomorrow we'll do 2 surahs, Inna A'tayna and Qul Huwallahu. We'll do 2 surahs, inshallah. We won't talk so much before the show. Not before the show, sorry. During the show. And we'll talk about this 2 surahs tomorrow. But today, I want to talk about the story of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala. So please listen to this story carefully. And the purpose behind this story is to learn that in this dunya, right, it's about the incident of the slander. Now, as you know, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, nahmaduhu wa nasalli wa nasallim ala rasulihil karim amma ba'd. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. My respected brothers and sisters, this dunya is a test for everyone. Understand this. A normal person, a prophet of Allah, the wives of the prophet, the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, the Tabi'een, normal people, rich people, poor people, black people, white people, color, skin, nationality, wherever you are in the world, Allah tests every single person because this world is a place of test. This world is a place of being tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was tested the most. In fact, he mentions a hadith that when you're going through difficulties, then think about the difficulties I went through. It will ease your difficulties and it will ease your hardship. That's how much difficulties Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went through. That's why we should study the life of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and think, wow, our Nabi went through so much. So if we're going through a little bit in life, it's okay. We'll deal with it, inshallah. We'll turn towards Allah and we'll deal with it. So this story is in the year 6 al-Hijri. Rasulullah 6 year al-Hijri, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was on an expedition. On returning from the expedition, as they got close to Madinatul Munawwara, they stopped. The camp stopped, and Hazrat Aisha and they stopped for a little while, and then there was an announcement that, you know what, we'll be leaving in a short time. We'll be leaving in a short time. So Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, right? She used to be on a camel. There used to be a camel carriage on top of the camel. And she was very light and she was young and she was very, very light. So she said, when I heard the announcement, I went to relieve myself. So I went a distance away from the camp to relieve myself. When I went to relieve myself, I had my necklace on, she says. I had my necklace. And my necklace broke. So trying to get all the beads together and get all the necklace together, I got delayed. The people who used to carry the camel carrier, where she used to sit, right, they picked it up. Because she was light, they thought she was inside and they put it on top of the camel. And off went the camel and off went the whole group of with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha comes back and she says, oh, inna lillah, everybody's gone. You know, there's no Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba have gone, I'm the only one. So she thought the best thing is, let me just stay in the same place rather than trying to go elsewhere. And surely Rasulullah will find out I'm missing and he'll send somebody to collect me. So she put her head down, and there was one Sahabi called Hazrat Safwan radiallahu ta'ala, Safwan bin Mu'attal Sulami radiallahu ta'ala anhum. His duty was to check that nothing gets left behind. Nothing gets left behind. If somebody's left some stuff behind, then he would pick all these things up and bring it back to camp. So Hazrat Safwan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he saw Hazrat Aisha. Now he had seen Hazrat Aisha before the revelation of hijab, so he knew what she looked like. So when he saw her, he thought, oh ma, this is Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. And the first thing he said is, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And he said it loudly, deliberately, to get Hazrat Aisha's attention. When Hazrat Aisha saw it was Hazrat Safwan, she quickly did parda, right? And she said, wallahi, we didn't talk at all. He got his camel, I got on his camel, right? And we went towards where the camp was. Hazrat Aisha's on the camel, Hazrat Safwan is pulling the camel, and they were going towards where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. And they still hadn't reached Medina yet. Ajib Allah's doing, it was afternoon time. And the leader of the hypocrites was named Abdullah bin Ubay. Look at the name, Abdullah, servant of Allah, yeah? He was the leader of the munafiqs and the hypocrites, and his mission in life was to give Rasulullah as much taklif as possible. He was after Rasulullah. In Makkah, it was the Quraysh. In Medina, it was the munafiqeen. And the worst bit about the munafiqeen was that they prayed namaz behind Rasulullah as well. They even traveled with Rasulullah as well, right? They ate, they drank, they prayed namaz, but they were plotting and constantly giving taklif to Rasulullah. So Hazrat Safwan, he brought Hazrat Aisha into the camp. And the person who saw them was Abdullah bin Ubay. And that was it. That was it. Abdullah bin Ubay, the leader of the munafiqeen, he spread the rumors that, oh, you see what's happening over here? Hazrat Aisha's alone. Hazrat Safwan is alone. I wonder what's happened over here. So him and his group started spreading the word through the camp. Anyway, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha had no idea. She said that we camped there. After a bit, we got to Madinah to Munawwara. And Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha said, I got to Madinah to Munawwara and I felt ill. I felt sick. And I wasn't feeling good. But she doesn't know, right? She doesn't know that these are the rumors going round. She doesn't know these rumors are going down, subhanAllah. So she said, I wasn't feeling well. Rasulullah would come to the house and he would ask somebody else, how is Aisha? So she goes, I wasn't well. Then Rasulullah would come to my house. He wouldn't ask me directly. He would ask somebody else, how is Aisha? And they said, oh, she's not well. But he didn't speak to me. And Hazrat Aisha said, that agitated me more when I got upset. Then why isn't Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I was already ill. why isn't Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam talking to me? Why doesn't he ask me directly? So my sickness on one side, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam not talking to me on the other side. Subhanallah. So she goes, one night, I went with a lady called Mistah. Now Mistah radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a Sahabi who took part in Badr. His mother was called they called mother of Mistah radiallahu ta'ala anha. So it was a tradition at night time the ladies would go to relieve themselves. Now they wouldn't go near their own homes, they would go slightly further away from their homes because of the odor and the smell. So Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha and Mistah radiallahu ta'ala anha, they went towards they went out of Medina, towards the outskirts, right? So on the way back, Mistah, she cursed her own son. She goes, she said something, and Hazrat Aisha said, why are you cursing your own son? Now this is 1 month has passed now. Hazrat Aisha is sick. Rasulullah is not talking to her properly, right? And Hazrat Aisha has no idea about the rumors going on in Madinatul Munawwar about her. And she was already weak and feeble. And Mistah said to her, oh, you naive girl. She says, you don't know what's going around. You don't know what stories they're making round in Medina. She goes, what's going on in Medina? I have no idea. Then Mistah said that my son is involved. He was a Badri Sahabi. He goes, my son is involved and the hypocrites of Medina. They're saying this about you, that you and Mistah radiallahu anhu, you did something. You came into the camp last, and there's something going on between you two. Allahu Akbar Kabira. This is the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the most beloved wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu. Can you imagine what could? Hazrat Aisha said, when I was already sick, and when she told me this, I became even more sick. And according to one narration, Hazrat Aisha says, at that time, I wish I could just throw myself into a well and I could be dead. Hazrat Aisha says, I wish I could throw myself into a well and I could die. She said, I couldn't understand what just hit me. It was like a tornado. It was like a wave had hit me so strong. And I was seized with fever. So her sickness became sick. She became more sick, subhanallah. And then her whole life fell apart. So she said, I went back and I asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, can you give me permission to go to my parents? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Aisha, you can go to your parents. So she came to her parents' house. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq was reading Quran upstairs. The mother of Hazrat Aisha was downstairs. She came into her house and she says, Mother, is this true? What's going on? Her mother goes, oh, Aisha, don't worry about it. You're a beautiful girl and this is going to happen. People are going to get jealous about you and people are going to spread rumors about you. And Hazrat Aisha says, Mother, why didn't you tell me? Mother, this has been 1 month. It's been going on and you didn't tell me. And Hazrat Aisha shrieked and she screamed. And when she screamed and shrieked in pain and agony, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq came running down. And he goes, what's happened over here? And his wife said, Aisha knows about the rumors. And she asked her dad as well, Dad, you didn't support me. You didn't tell me. Subhanallah, father was upset, mother was upset, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu was upset, and Hazrat Aisha said, I just started weeping and weeping and weeping and weeping, and my tears all night I cried. Allahu Akbar Kabira, Subhanallah, brothers and sisters. Words are very, very painful, folks. Words are very, very painful. When people spread rumors and slurs and lies about you, and they stir. And in this, 3 Sahaba got involved. The hypocrites on one side, Hazrat Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Mistah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and Hazrat Hamna bint Jahash radiallahu ta'ala anha. 1 female and 2 Sahabas got involved. There was innocent Muslims who got caught up in the rumor mill. Caught up in a rumor mill, and they also said this about Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. She goes, I became sick. And the worst, because the revelation never came down. There was no wahi from Allah, right? And Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha says, no wahi came down. In the meantime, so Hazrat Aisha is at her parents' house. In the meantime, Rasulullah so upset, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's his wife. Why any man, somebody accuses anybody's wife of something, any man would feel the pain. Because there was no wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was no revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Nabi sallallahu called 2 Sahaba, Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. He goes, listen, I need your mashwara. He said to Hazrat Usama, what do you think about Aisha? He goes, Ya Rasulullah, you shouldn't even be asking us this question. Hazrat Aisha is pure, she is clean, she is fine. We've never heard nothing but goodness about Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. Hazrat Ali said, Ya Rasulullah, look, if it's you find it difficult, there are other women out there that if you want to, you can separate. But the best thing to do is, and Hazrat Ali's intention wasn't a bad intention. He just wanted to make Nabi Sallallahu feel a bit better, try to get things off his chest. And so he said this, but his respect for Hazrat Aisha and his love for Hazrat Aisha was 100% there, 100% there. So he said, but Ya Rasulullah, before you make any kind of decision, before you decide on anything what to do, why don't you ask the slave of Hazrat Aisha? Her name was Barira radiallahu ta'ala anha. He goes, why don't you ask Barira radiallahu ta'ala anha? And because the slave girls know everything about who they're looking after, about their masters, right? So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called Hazrat Barira radiallahu, and he said to Atashhadu anni Rasulullah. He goes, oh Barira, do you testify I am the Prophet of Allah? She goes, Ya Rasulullah, of course I testify you're the Prophet of Allah. He goes, tell me, oh Barira, have you ever seen Aisha do anything which is despicable? He goes, Ya Rasulullah, nothing. Hazrat Aisha is completely pure. He asked again, has there anything you've seen which might lead to any kind of you might suspect something of Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha? He goes, Ya Rasulullah, nothing. The only thing she does, right, and this is quite a funny bit, she goes, when she's making dough, she falls asleep. That's the only thing she does. Nothing else, Ya Rasulullah. Hazrat Aisha is totally pure. She's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with with her, Ya Rasulullah. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam felt slightly better. He felt slightly better, right? Days went past, no wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha is very, very upset. Hazrat Abu Bakr is upset. The wife of Abu Bakr is upset. The whole of Medina is upset. No wahi coming down from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then one day, Allahu Akbar Kabira, after nearly a month, Allahu Akbar Kabira. Can you imagine, my brothers and sisters, the pain and the taklif Rasulullah went through? The pain and taklif, Allahu Akbar. The best of all creation, Allah could have sent wahi straight away to Rasul, but Allah didn't. This dunya is a test even from the Anbiya alayhi wa salatu wasalam. And understand this, folks. And this is one of the points I want to get across in today's lesson is people will say so much things about us. People will say things, and I gave you a few stories just about myself on Friday, but people will say things about you. People will put messages on WhatsApp. People will put messages on social media. People put it on Instagram, on Facebook, that this person. The funny thing is, subhanAllah, the ajeeb thing in our society today is, folks, we are looking for people's faults and mistakes. Those people in the eyes of Allah, you're a kaputz. Those people, you see somebody's faults, you conceal them straight away because we're human beings, we're insan. But to go out, and the worst is, we've got mobile phones, People are constantly taking photos. I mean, you could be innocently talking, like somebody walking in the street, and some woman randomly comes up to you just to ask you a question or ask you for help, and somebody takes a photo. Yeah, Marisa was talking to some random woman, example. Or this lady was talking to a man, and then you go to show your husband, look, my wife, your wife was talking to some stranger, or your husband was talking to a woman, and your son was doing this. One of the biggest things in Islam, which is so important, folks, is husn dhan, to think good about everyone. Good about everybody, right? And in our community, we get the panchat club, we get the gossip club, and please forgive me, folks, men are equally bad as women these days, right? Men and women are equally bad, right? Sometimes we just on rumors, we live on rumors, we strive for rumors, we like rumors, and we spread rumors, and from this story, it becomes this humongous story, right? It becomes a massive story. And subhanAllah, there's no truth in it at all. But we get caught up in the rumor mill. Have you heard? Qassam, have you heard about Moulana Khalil? Have you heard about so-and-so person? Have you heard about this person, what they're doing? Have you heard about somebody's wife? Have you heard about somebody's son? Allahu Akbar Kabira. Man satara Musliman. If you hide a Muslim man's gunas, Allah will hide your gunas. And it's like we're desperate to get it out. We're desperate to get it out on social media. It's like we want to be the first ones on Instagram. We were the first ones on WhatsApp. We want to put it out. Have you heard about this? And we've spread rumors and videos and this person and that person. Don't you ever think to yourself, brothers and sisters, I'm going to ask you this question, guys, right? Don't we ever think to myself, right? Don't we think to yourself, I have sent a video of someone who might have done something wrong, right? Does it make it right for me to send a video to other people to see somebody's guna? If that was me who made the mistake and somebody messaged me, somebody sent it around, how would we feel? How would we feel? My brothers and sisters, think in life, right? Don't become panchat people. Don't become gossip people, because to slander in the eyes of Allah is a massive guna, massive guna, massive guna, right? Big guna is guna kabira, to slander against. Because the taklif it causes, the pain it causes the person, because everybody's has a heart, folks, right? And I'm going to say this, people, to you, right? That at the same time, those people who do these things, Allah guide them, Allah give them hidayah, because you get people who just love doing that. You just love doing that, right? The other thing is, I'm going to tell you what's happening next. I haven't finished. I'm just putting this point in the middle. But what I'm trying to say, that if this happened to Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, then it will happen to me and you as well. You will get people who make stories about on Instagram. You will get people who spread all sorts of rumors about us. People will give us taklif. Then on that moment and at that time, think about Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, and think about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Think about Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how much they suffered. Inshallah, then Allah will get us out of there, inshallah. And Allah will bring big good days for us. But don't let it get to you so much. Turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ista'inu bis sabri was salah inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Namaz and dua to Allah. Namaz, dua and patience to Allah ta'ala. Allah will help us with these difficult moments. So Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha is in despair. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu is in despair. Rasulullah is in despair. The mother of Abu Bakr said, the wife of Abu Bakr is in despair. Then one day Rasulullah walks into the house of Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha after a long time. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha says, Nabi Sallam came and sat next to me. This is, honestly, only when I read this story, it makes my hair stand up. Allahu Akbar. And I think my Nabi Sallallahu and our Nabi went through so much taklif, and our mother of believers, Hazrat Aisha, went through so much taklif. He sat next to her and he said, oh Aisha, right? If you've made a mistake, right? If you've made a mistake, then make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Because Aisha, Allah ta'ala forgives every guna. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine how much taklif Nabi Sallallahu must have gone through to say that to his wife? Right? The rumor mill is going solid. It's affected Rasulullah Sallallahu as well. He goes, oh Aisha, if the news has reached me about you, that you might have done this, you might have done something. If that is the case, oh Aisha, then make tawbah to Allah, for Allah forgives the gunas. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Aisha says, my tears just dried up. My tears dried up. And I said to my mom, say something. She said, oh, Dad, say something to Rasulullah. Say something. Dad says, I can't say nothing. What can I say to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? The mother of Hazrat Aisha, she goes, Mom, say something to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She goes, no. She goes, Beta, what am I going to say to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? What am I going to say? Then she goes, okay, if you're not going to say something, then let me say to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah Akbar. The love between Hazrat Aisha and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is so amazing. It's such a ajib love, the most beautiful love. It's the most fantastic love. But here, subhanAllah, the love was tested over here as well. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Aisha said, Dad, if you're not going to speak, if Mom, you're not going to speak, then I'm going to speak. And then she said, Ya Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the rumor mill has affected you so much. The rumors have affected you so much that even if I say I'm innocent, you're not going to. She's speaking to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam now, yeah? That even if I tell you, Ya Rasulullah, that I'm innocent, you're not going to believe me. And Allah knows I'm innocent. With so much passion, Hazrat Aisha speaking. And then she said, Ya Rasulullah, hypothetically speaking, if I tell you that I did it and Allah knows I didn't do it, then you're going to believe that I did it, right? And she says, she found it so difficult, right? And she goes, I became so upset. I said this to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and I went into my bed. She goes, I just put my head down, and I couldn't stand the situation. I became so difficult. Allah Akbar. It says in the history, in the seerah of Rasulullah, that Nabi Sallallahu was still in the house of Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. He was just about leaving the house. And Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha says, I never in my life thought that Allah will reveal an ayat in my defense. I always thought maybe Allah will, Nabi Sallallahu will see a dream, and in the dream, Allah will tell him that Hazrat Aisha is pure and everything. But I never thought that Nabi Sallallahu the ayat of Allah will reveal a surat and 10 ayats in my defense. So Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha says, Nabi Sallallahu had just was leaving my house, and the effects of the revelation started coming. Perspiration, sweat on the forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, looking like pearls of beautiful gems dripping from the beautiful forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now this was a ajib manzar. This was so ajib. When the wahi was coming upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Abu Bakr now is so concerned that the wahi is coming down. What's it going to be? So on one hand he's looking at Rasulullah in absolute fear. On the other hand he's looking at Hazrat Aisha, who's completely composed. When he's looking at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's feeling, what is it going to be about my daughter? What is it going to be about my daughter? And he's looking at his daughter, Sayyidina Aisha, and she's looking very calm and relaxed. When he's looking at her, he feels okay. When he's looking at Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's feeling concerned. And then, Allahu Akbar. When the whole household was tense. The whole household was tense. The wahi finished. The revelation finished. And he said, Abshiri ya Aisha, Allahu Akbar. No, he said, glad tidings, Aisha. Glad tidings, Aisha. You are pure, and Allah has declared that you are pure and clean. So when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said this, and you can imagine the relief on Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You can imagine the happiness of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that all this time, the tension, even any normal person, if somebody's wife was accused of something, it affects the whole household. The whole household is affected. And here, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is affected, and Hazrat Aisha is affected, and the Sahaba and Muhajir, the Ansar, the whole of Medina is in grief, because everybody knows that Hazrat Aisha is pure and innocent. But there's no proof to back it up. Subhanallah. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, Abshiri ya Aisha, Aisha, glad tidings for you. Allah has cleared your name and you are free. And Allah revealed 10 ayats in defense of Hazrat Aisha. Surah Nur in the 18th juz, Allah sent down 10 ayats. So Hazrat Aisha's mum said, oh Aisha, stand up and thank Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aisha, stand up and thank Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And she goes, no, mum, I'm not going to thank Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm going to thank my Allah instead. She goes, no chance. This wasn't out of spite or anything. She was so grateful to Allah at that moment, the relief. Allah cleared the name of Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha. So she goes, nah, I'm not going to say anything to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm going to thank my Allah. And then she thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah sent down 10 verses in defense of Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. My respected brothers and sisters, this was such a painful time for Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, and it was such a painful time for the family of Hazrat Aisha and our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then those people who were involved in it, the 3 Sahabas who were innocent, you got to remember, radiallahu anhu wa radu an, they got caught up in it, right? They got lashed, 80 lashes. 80 lashes. And the leader of the hypocrites, according to some, he did get lashed. According to some, he never got lashed, because he's not a believer anyway. He's not a Muslim anyway. He's a munafiq. And the rulings of lashing only applies to Muslims who follow Iman and Islam. So the Sahaba were given 80 lashes, 2 Sahaba and 1 Sahabiya. And the Abdullah bin Ubay, the leader of the munafiqeen, he wasn't lashed according to some. According to some, he was lashed, my brothers and sisters. But can you imagine this one man and his group, the taklif they gave to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, my brothers and sisters? This is a massive lesson for all of us. This is a massive lesson for all of us, folks, that, in life, don't give anybody taklif. Don't say things which will cause people pain. Even if you know it's true, then stay silent. If you know it's true, stay silent. If you know it's false and you don't have any evidence, you've just heard it through a second party or a third party, then just remain silent, folks. Silence is gold. Silence is gold. Do not talk about anybody else. Folks, just worry about ourselves. How many faults do me and you have, folks? How many gunas of me and you are drowning in today? Why waitful? Why look at other people? Why even think about? Why give time for other people's gunas and faults? We're all sinners. I'm a sinner, you're a sinner, we're all sinners. Who's clean, right? But to go out and look and to record and to film and to send messages about people, false things, my brothers and sisters, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't make tawbah to Allah Ta'ala that from today onwards, we're not going to do ghibat about anybody. We're not going to slander anybody. We're going to be true believers in Allah, my brothers and sisters. So at one time, it's a story that it's a lesson for us that so much taklif Hazrat Aisha went through and Nabi Sallallahu went through and the whole family went through. But at the same time, we need to understand that our times are far worse than those times. And in our times, you will get people to say things about us. There's different ways of dealing with turning towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, going about the legal way. If it gets a bit out of hand, you go through the legal way, the right way. Sometimes it can become a slagging match. They say something, you say something. It goes on social media, and they something, you say something, and sometimes it makes a situation where sometimes khamoshi and silence is probably the best thing. It kills the situation off. But my sisters, Allah Ta'ala give me and you the tawfiq to understand that we can never please people. Nobody will always. If we're living in this dunya thinking, you know what, everybody's going to be happy with me, and I am the man and I am the woman, and I want everybody to compliment me, and I want everybody to be happy with me, then it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Folks, don't live for other people's happiness, because you're never going to make everybody happy. Live for Allah's happiness. That is the most important thing. Live for Allah's happiness. That is the most important thing, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala give me the tawfiq, Allah give the tawfiq. Allah give us pure love and understanding. Sometimes we think to ourselves, you know what, I'm going through taklif in life and I'm going through hardship in life. But then you look at the life of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, although he was the greatest of Allah's creation and he was the most amazing man and he's the most fantastic man, he went through his fair share of taklif, children passing away, so many people passing away, taklif, accusation about his wife, his sons passing away, his daughters passing away, his daughter Hazrat Zainab having a miscarriage when somebody, attacked her, subhanallah. So what didn't our Nabi go through? So if we go through a little bit in life, bro, turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah ta'ala will help us, inshallah. So I hope today's majlis has been beneficial for you. I hope it's been beneficial for me. And Allah guide me as well. Allah guide you as well. Allah guide all of us, folks. We all need it, It's just because I come on Instagram and I come and help and I say a few words doesn't make me the ideal person. I'm trying to become good myself, and I make dua to Allah. Allah, make me good, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala make you good. Allah Ta'ala make us good. Allah Ta'ala make us, in His eyes, Allah loves us. It's not about what people think about us. It's about what Allah thinks about us. As long as Allah is happy, then that is the most important thing, folks, inshallah. So yeah, I've covered most of the things. Allah Ta'ala gives tawfiq to practice what has been said. Now, before I go, I just need to mention a few things, folks. Right, let me get these messages out. So there is 2 giveaways. One is the Umrah giveaway, right? Let me just find this message. One is the Umrah giveaway. Let me just mention this again, folks. That somebody has created a fake account on my name. Somebody's created a fake account. It's not me. I only have one account. Stick to that account, folks. The one is Moulana Khalil Ar-Rahman, Moulana Khalil one, right? So stick to that one. Any other people send you any messages, notifications, block it, report it. Don't go near that, inshallah, right? And if I won't be asking anybody for any personal information, you have one, give me this, give me that. I am not going to ask. That is a completely fake account. Regarding the Umrah giveaway, inshallah, the winner will be announced. The winners will be announced on the 29th night, which is going to be the 7th of April. 7th of April, inshallah, the lucky winner will be announced at night. We also got a giveaway for tomorrow night, inshallah. And as you know, you have to do 3 things. You have to follow myself, you have to follow Rahma Mercy, and you have to follow the following people. So we got over here, we've got brilliant prizes coming out tomorrow night. Luxury wax melts from Wick and Wonder. So you got to follow Wick and Wonder. Luxury wax melts, number 1. Prize number 2 is Kiswa prayer mat from the Islamic establishment. A Kiswa prayer mat really, really nice, mashallah, from Islamic establishment, which is Al-Rijal as well. And then we got 2, mashallah, prizes from Taz Hair and Beauty. It's from Taz Hair and Beauty. Detoxifying facial and wash, cut and blow dry by Taz Hair and Beauty. So if you want to take part in this, inshallah, you have to follow all 4 of these people. And also number 5 is you're going to get we got 3 vouchers for from what do you call it, kettle and smoke. I can't believe I'm saying kettle now. Cattle and smoke. It's become a habit saying cattle and smoke. 3 vouchers for 3 egg wraps. So tomorrow night, 7 prizes will be given out tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, the first prize, luxury wax melts from Wick and Wonder. Can I have a few minutes extra time, please? Right. Kiswa prayer mat from Taz and Hair Beauty, detoxifying facial, and wash, cut and blow dry by Taz Hair and Beauty, inshallah. So, and 3 vouchers from Cattle and Smoke, inshallah. And they're going to be egg wraps, bi'idhnillah. So that's tomorrow night, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So I will announce the winners tomorrow at the end of my show, inshallah. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. And somebody's been asking me, am I on TikTok? No, I am not on TikTok. I did start TikTok last year, but I didn't find it comfortable. I find Instagram a lot more comfortable. I find it's like my crowd. TikTok is slightly different. I don't know. Islamic Establishment says brilliant giveaway today. So Jazakallah khair, guys. I hope today's show has really helped. And from tomorrow onwards, after my radio, tomorrow's topic is, by the way, when a divorce takes place between husband and wife, the difficulties they both go through, and about the rights of the son and daughter which they have. Many families are struggling. Sometimes the women completely takes over the rights, sometimes the man does it as well. So, so that's why I think we're going to talk about it. There's a lot of men who go through a lot of taklif, they don't get to see their kids, etc., etc. So I'm going to touch upon that tomorrow night, inshallah ta'ala. And in the meantime, before my show, if you have any things regarding that, you're more than welcome to DM me, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. And also from tomorrow, when my radio show ends, I'm going to have a 5-minute session with Instagram. Just special talk with Instagram tomorrow. Radio guys, if you want to hear that as well, then you can join me on Instagram for 5 minutes after my show, inshallah. But it's something just for Insta, not for radio. So you have, if that's what you want, you have to follow me on Instagram, Moulana Khalil, Moulana Khalil, Moulana Khalil, Khalil. All right, people, I hope you've enjoyed the show. May Allah keep you all happy. Tomorrow I'll be back around 10 past 10, inshallah. And then, in fact, I might just do this now. I might have a little word with my Instagram family. People on radio, don't worry, it's not private, but because we've got certain license to say on the radio and we don't have certain things, so I'm not going to say on radio. So I'm going to talk about this on Instagram, inshallah. So guys, don't go away. Radio, I hope you're all happy and keep me in your wonderful, wonderful du'as, inshallah. I think today's show has been very beneficial. May Allah give me the tawfiq. May Allah give me and you the tawfiq to become true believers, proper followers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah. And Allah ta'ala, be pleased with us. And when our time comes to leave this dunya, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us husn khatam. May Allah be pleased. This is a beautiful month in Ramadan to get close to Allah. So let's really take this opportunity and become close to Allah. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Okay, radio, I'll take leave from your radio, inshallah. I'll be back tomorrow.